You've probably seen tools like Copilot and Claude popping up everywhere, right? Well, they've kicked off this wild new trend called AI vibe coding. And I get it. It's fast, it's super exciting, it feels like you're creating magic out of thin air. So yeah, let's get into it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. What if you could build software with just a vibe? Seriously. No more tedious planning sessions, no more complicated diagrams. You just have a feeling, right? A general idea. You type in a loose prompt and poof, a working app appears in seconds. That's the incredible promise, the dream these tools are selling us.
And look, these tools really can make that happen. But, and this is a huge but, there's a massive catch, a hidden cost that can be, honestly, catastrophic. So what happens when that initial cool vibe wears off and, reality kicks in? That's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about why this is so alluring. I mean, the appeal is obvious, right? The power to generate code almost instantly. That's not just a small step forward, it's a gigantic leap. It feels like it opens up development to everyone and can just pour gasoline on your creative fire.
Okay, so what exactly is AI vibe coding? Let's get on the same page. It's basically when you use an AI to spit out code from a really loose prompt, an intuitive goal. The whole point is speed and experimentation. You're chasing that initial spark of an idea, not worrying so much about structure or a long-term plan. It's all about moving fast, seeing what sticks.
And this is where the main conflict really comes into play. You've got this awesome speed and creative freedom from vibe coding on one hand. But on the other hand, you have principled design, the boring but essential stuff. The structure, the rules that make sure what you build doesn't just work right now, but can actually survive and thrive in the long run.
So this is where the facade starts to crumble. That amazing speed you get at the beginning, it can morph into this huge long-term headache. And in the engineering world, we have a name for that: technical debt.
The easiest way to think about it is like a credit card for your code. You take a shortcut now, you get something for free, but you will have to pay it back later, and usually with some pretty nasty interest. And here's the thing, an unsupervised AI, it's like a shopaholic with an unlimited credit card racking up that debt at a mind-blowing speed.
And check this out, because this chart really shows you where the hidden cost is. We put all this focus on that first initial build, right? But the reality is, the huge majority of a project's life, we're talking a massive 60 to 80%, is just maintenance. Fixing things, updating things. Vibe coding makes that first little bar super small, which feels great, but it can make that giant maintenance bar absolutely explode down the line.
Which brings us to a really cool, kind of scary metaphor: the digital golem. You know the old story? You've used AI to create this powerful thing, it almost seems alive. But without precise, disciplined instructions, that creation can turn on you. It becomes this destructive, unmanageable monster that just falls apart when you need it most. Okay, so how does this actually go from messy code to a full-blown system meltdown? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a chain reaction, a cascade of failures. And it all starts with just one little piece of unstructured, AI-generated code.
So here's the domino effect. First, the AI spits out code. It works, sure, but it's a mess. No structure. That's domino 1. Domino 2, your team can't work together anymore because nobody can figure out the logic the AI came up with. Then domino 3, you can't test it. It's too tangled. And the final domino, without teamwork or testing, the whole system just collapses, usually at the worst possible time.
Just trying to picture it. You're on a team, and the AI decides to name a super important variable something like data1 or temp var. I mean, come on, how is anyone supposed to build on top of that? Your whole code base just turns into this ugly patchwork of stuff that doesn't fit together, and all your progress just stops.
And then you've got the scaling problem. Sure, your vibe-coded app might seem great when you're the only one using it, but what happens when thousands of people try to use it at once? The reality check is harsh. Without proper design, these things just crumble under load. We're talking latency that's not just a little worse, but 10, maybe even 100 times higher than a properly built system.
And here's the bottom line: you can't test code if you can't pull it apart. So much of this AI-generated stuff is like a big ball of spaghetti. It makes automated testing a total nightmare. And what does that mean? It means your system is fragile, it's buggy, and even worse, it's a sitting duck for major security threats, like SQL injection, stuff that a disciplined approach would have spotted from a mile away.
So, what's the actual real-world price tag for all this chaos? Well, a report from 2020 found that software bugs cost businesses, get this, $2.8 trillion every single year. That's the cost of shipping fragile, untested code. And that's a risk that AI vibe coding makes way, way bigger.
Okay, I know, that sounds pretty bad. But listen, this isn't about throwing away these incredible tools. Not at all. It's about changing how we use them. It's about learning to tame that digital golem, to turn it from this agent of chaos into a disciplined, valuable partner. And this right here is the absolute core of the issue. The problem isn't the AI. It's the lack of human discipline. The AI is a tool. Yeah, it's an unbelievably powerful one, but it's still just a tool. The problems start when we, the developers and designers, just throw up our hands and let the vibe drive the bus without any real oversight. So how do we use this stuff responsibly? Well, here's a game plan. 1. Treat AI code as a starting point. It's a first draft, not the final product. 2. You have to refactor everything. Make sure it lines up with solid design principles like solid and dry. 3. Enforce rigorous peer code reviews. A human has to look at it. And 4, and this one's huge, write better prompts. Don't just tell the AI what you want. Tell it how you want it built, with principles in mind.
This really hits the nail on the head. You have to change your mindset. Vibe coding is fantastic for one thing: making disposable prototypes. It's perfect for quickly trying out an idea. But the second you say, okay, this is going to be a real product, you have to flip a switch. It's time to get serious with deliberate, well-thought-out architecture.
So when you boil it all down, it's this simple. The key is to pair AI's incredible power with disciplined, human-led design. The future isn't about AI replacing humans, it's about AI augmenting humans. We have to take the raw speed and power of these tools and combine it with our own wisdom, our foresight, and our discipline. And that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Is your AI a creative partner, or is it an agent of chaos? Are you using it to build something amazing and lasting, or are you just letting the vibe drive you off a cliff? The choice, as they say, is yours.